Hey guys, how's it going? Andrew here, Enough Said Cards on Tuesday evening. Hope you're all doing well. I got back from the National late on Sunday and thankfully did not have to work Monday or Tuesday. I go back to work tomorrow because I was completely wiped out from spending the week at the show. Had a great time and have been thinking about making this video, looking forward to making this video because it's one of my favorite videos to make, and simply because I love attending the National. So finally getting around to doing it, and I'm just going to run you through how my week went and show you my pickups, and then at the end some overall thoughts. So I had originally planned on driving up early Wednesday morning with my friend Tony. We were splitting a hotel room, and our plan was to leave early so we could get there in time for when the show opened at 3 o'clock, I think. About a month or two ago, we decided that we were going to add an extra night at the hotel and go up Tuesday evening, just so we wouldn't have to rush on Wednesday morning. So I changed the reservation, booked the hotel for Tuesday night rather. And then a few weeks before the show, I lucked into a dealer pass, which allowed me to get in on Tuesday and also early on Wednesday. And so we changed plans again and decided to go up early on Tuesday. And we left Northern Virginia around 8:45 and got up to Atlantic City. We checked into our hotel and went to the show. I was able to get the dealer pass from the will call. And by the time we hit the floor, it was probably about 3 o'clock. I should say by the time I hit the floor, we had one dealer pass between the two of us, so we were just going to alternate time on the floor. And I went in, looked around a little bit. Unfortunately, we didn't realize that the convention center was closing at 4:30. Dealers had to be out by 4:30 on Tuesday. So we had a little time on Tuesday afternoon, but then went back to the hotel, got some dinner, and just got ready for Wednesday. So we got up early Wednesday, went to the show. It opened at 8:30 for dealers, so I was able to get in then, and was able to kind of walk around the floor like as dealers set up, which was nice, and see some things early. Alternated with Tony so he could get in also, and then ultimately he was able to get a pass also from a friend of his who's a dealer, so we both ended up with dealer passes, which was fantastic. Wednesday I did not buy anything, which is typical for me, but I did drop off my my reholders at PSA and also the one card that I was submitting for review. So PSA had said that they were going to start taking submissions around 2 o'clock, so I wanted to be there right when they did that. The show floor opened, I think, at 3. So got in line around 2, and Mike, baseball collector, and Andy, she blinded me with refractors. They were both in line with me, and probably took about a half hour to get through the line. But did drop off those cards, and then walked around all day Wednesday. Did not buy anything Wednesday. My general approach to a show of this size is that ahead of time, I kind of identify usually 4 or 5 dealers that are ones I want to hit first. Dealers that I know from the past, that I know will have things that are interesting to me. So I kind of map out usually where they are and hit those first, check out what they have. Then a quick walk, zigzagging up and down the rows, kind of just looking for vintage cards, pre-war cards. And when I say a quick walk, it's not really quick because the show floor is absolutely enormous. It takes a long time to get through it. But I want to really see everything before I kind of make a decision on a major purchase. So try to do that. And then as I'm doing this, taking pictures of cards that could potentially be interesting to me and noting down where the tables are. Then once I've gone through the entire floor, if I haven't bought anything yet, then I'll start going through a little slower. and going back and looking at cards that I had noted down previously. So anyhow, Thursday, as I was walking around, I came across a card that I was immediately interested in. Let's just go ahead and show it. This is a 1948 Leaf Jackie Robinson, PSA 4. And usually as I'm walking around, the tables that have modern stuff, I kind of just glance at them and then pass by. It's not really what I'm looking for. The dealer that had this had mostly modern stuff, but this card was kind of in the middle of one of the cases, almost out of place, and just caught my eye, luckily, because I was able to make a relatively quick decision that I was going to buy this card. And typically I'll hem and haw and go back a couple times and negotiate before I'll buy something, a bigger card for me. This negotiation was pretty quick. The price on it I thought was reasonable and was able to work out a deal. So this was my big pickup for the show, and I'm really happy with it. I think it's a very nice example. And it's centered well, relatively bright. Some of these have really bright yellow, and some of them are a little bit darker than this. It does have a little bit of toning over here, a little bit over here, which doesn't bother me. The other thing is that the registration is very strong, I would say. Sometimes the face is a little bit blurry. This one is not, so was really happy to get that. That one there. Then I went back and picked up my reholders, so I'll show you those. And this is my E253 Oxford Confectionery Babe Ruth. From the same set, Walter Johnson. I think they look fantastic in the new slabs. The old holders that I had them in weren't in bad shape. Just kind of wanted them in the new holders. It's gonna be some glare there. My E103 Honus Wagner. And my Ted Williams rookie 1939 play ball. So was happy to get those all, knock over Jackie there, happy to get those all in new holders. Then the other card that I dropped off was my T206 red Ty Cobb, which I submitted for review. I thought that it was going to bump up, or I was hoping that it was going to bump up from the one holder that it was in. And it did. It came back a 1.5, which I am happy with. Thought it had an outside chance of coming back a 2. Didn't really think that would happen. Thought this was the likely outcome. And so I'm very pleased with that. I think it's a really nice looking card. And it was in a really old holder. You can go back and look at my previous video, but it noted poor to fair before they had half grades. So I thought I had a good chance of bumping up. Put Ty there. So Thursday night, I went to the trade night, which was at the convention center, and it was just mayhem. I mean, there were so many people there, and crazy line to get in. And once we were in, we were able to set up at a table. A friend kind of saved some space for us at the table, and walked around a little bit. I didn't make any trades, but there were some people there that had some pre-war and vintage stuff. One guy that came up to the table that knew my friend had a 2-row box that was just filled with Ty Cobb cards. I mean, 2 rows almost of all Ty Cobb, which was kind of amazing, and tons of T206s. So it was fun to look through that. Tony, I think, did make a trade, so that was good. And stayed there for about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then went to the YouTube event at the Sheraton, which was right across the street. The Sheraton is the only hotel that's kind of like right at the convention center. I had initially wanted to stay there, but it was booked like a year in advance. I guess all the dealers and some of the athletes stay there. and there was a nice bar area there and a bunch of YouTubers, and we were able to hang out and look at some cards and have a couple drinks, and so that was fun. Then Friday, back to the show, and walked around all day. I can't remember if I picked up the second card I'm going to show you on Friday or Saturday. I think maybe Saturday. Anyhow, as has become typical for me, I purchased a couple things that I probably showed to some of you during the show, and I do not have those cards anymore because I found something that I liked more, and this is it. This is an E101 Christy Mathewson and an SGC 4. So I had bought 2 cards, the bigger of the two being a T205 Walter Johnson. But this card just really kind of spoke to me, as they say. I think it's a beautiful image artwork there of Christy Mathewson. And oftentimes with this image, it comes in a bunch of different backs. E101 back looks like this. But E92, E102, a bunch of different sets have the same image. Oftentimes the color isn't quite as bold as that, and the registration is off, which if you've watched my videos, you know that's kind of a big thing for me. This one is basically close to perfect, and not a lot of comps. I had to pay up for this card, and so I moved the other 2 cards that I purchased, including the Walter Johnson, which I liked, but I'll be able to get that another time. And so very happy with that. I spelled Mathewson wrong on the bottom there, but should have 1 T. So very pleased with that card. And then Friday night, went to the Claridge, had to walk there. It was about a 10-15 minute walk for another YouTube event on the rooftop bar there, and had a great time there. Claridge wasn't the nicest hotel, quite honestly, but that didn't matter. Had a good time there. Was able to catch up with some people and talk about cards and have a couple drinks there. Now I will show you some pickups that I got for my kids. Got each of them a vintage card and each of them a modern card. These are for my sons Jack and Charlie. Jack is 15 and Charlie is 13. So for Charlie, I got him this Mike Schmidt rookie in a PSA 4. That's a pretty nice example. It's centered well. Nice bright looking card. Got him that. And for Jack already had a Mike Schmidt rookie. I got him this Steve Carlton rookie. Also centered nicely, and nice looking card, I thought. It's a PSA 5. And also for Jack, this Rob Gronkowski Gem Mint 10 rookie card. And for Charlie, I got this one. This one just kind of caught my eye. It's in a HGA holder, which I think actually looks pretty nice. I don't think HGA is the greatest company from what I've heard, but the card is nice. It's graded a 9, not that that really matters. But I got this Devers rookie auto from 2018 Topps Chrome. I paid $110 for this card, which I thought was a really good deal, regardless of the HGA. I didn't even notice they grade the autograph on the back there. Regardless of the holder, I thought that was a good deal, and Charlie, I think, liked it. And then my final pickup of the show is this 1975 Topps baseball wrapper, which I got literally as I was walking out of the show on Sunday. Saw a dealer that I know from the Philly show, and was talking to him for a minute. As I was talking to him, I was flipping through some stuff and saw this. Thought it was in pretty nice shape for 1975, and I paid $7 for that. I'll put that in my display. So that is it as far as pickups go. Um, okay. Now just some final kind of overall thoughts on the show. The Atlantic City is not the greatest place in the world for a show, I don't think, especially compared to Chicago and even Cleveland. I kind of enjoyed more. The convention center itself in Atlantic City um, is very nice. I think it's very spacious. It's comfortable. It's laid out well. Um, so no complaints with that. The parking, we were getting there super early every day, about 8:30 every day, since I had the dealer pass. I did hear from some people that the parking was not easy. If you got there a little bit later, you were parking at some kind of, more off-site lots, I guess. So that may not have been great. Um, since I got there early, it wasn't an issue for me. I thought it was very crowded at the show. I mean, lots of people attending. Um, Maybe not quite as many as were in Chicago last year, but a ton of people. The prices, there was definitely some museum pricing on certain things, some I don't really want to sell it pricing. But there were deals to be found if you searched, if you spent some time and really looked. I think I got a pretty good deal on the Jackie, actually on all the things that I bought. So I was happy with that. There was a good selection, I thought, of vintage cards, compared to the selection of modern cards, which there were tons of. But a good amount of vintage, a good amount of pre-war. The corporate area seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year. And I actually spoke with a dealer who has set up at the last two nationals, who was told that he cannot get a booth in Chicago next year because they are expanding the corporate area yet again. So he kind of got pushed out, and needless to say, he was pissed off. So it's going to be new management, I guess, running the national starting next year. And it definitely seems like they are going to be expanding the corporate presence of the show. So we'll see how that could possibly change things. But just finally, I had a fantastic time. It was great catching up with friends from the hobby, and basically 6 days straight of cards, which was pretty awesome. But I needed about 20 hours of sleep when I got home. So that's it. Until next time. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I have some other videos that I plan on doing soon. So stay tuned for those. Take care, guys. Bye.